KSYM, San Antonio College Radio. This is the Urban Suite D Major. Cheryl Meadow, Taiwan in studio with us. Man. So, explain to us, going over your history from your first recording up until now,
It's a lot of history.
Yeah.
That's a lot of history.
Man, so I talked to you about, that was my first like official recording. But,
Yeah.
I had recorded stuff previously on my good friend's little 8-track thing, whatever it was. It definitely wasn't the stuff we have nowadays, but it was this little machine that he had. So that was probably, I'd say probably the first. That's actually how I met Stitchy and Wes. I was working with a group of friends back in the day, and I think I recorded like 2 mixtapes with them, and we would just go sell them downtown, $5 a pop, bother people in the mall, get them to stop. You listen to hip hop, hey, check this out, and Walkman and all that.
Yeah.
After a couple years, I if I remember correctly, one of my homies knew, I think maybe he knew somebody that knew Stitch and heard that they were looking for talent, and so he slid him some of the mixtapes, and I think we met up with Stitch and Wes, and maybe Wes' apartment at the time, and I don't really remember a whole lot about that, but it ended up, they just want to end up working with me. So that was tough with the friends, and it kind of, I mean, they were supportive, but I mean, you can imagine.
You still hurt feelings.
Yeah. So, but that's kind of how we ended up. And it's funny, I don't think I can't verify this, but I don't think Stitch really wanted it to be me out of everybody. But I think I was the one that had the most potential. So, and then from there, I mean, that's how I ended up recording with Donnie. And then, Vandal had a pretty historic run for a couple years, I'd say. Like, we got pretty close to quote unquote making it, if you will. And then, several years into it, that's how I met Kai. So I met Kai and his brother, Kev. And, we recorded a group project together. And, life happens. By that time, we were getting older, and, people got kids. I think Kai joined the military. I just finished college. Time to get a job, make money, make some real money, and I just, scrape by. And I kind of took a break for a little while, and I got back into it. Really good friend of mine, Ricky Ortiz, hit me up out of the blue one day. Was like, man, let's give it a shot. Actually, you know what? I'm backtracking. Let me backtrack because my history is extensive. So, hold on. Before that, one of my friend's ex moved down here from Virginia, and Ricky Ortiz, we lived together, and we had a little studio set up, and we recorded a group album, put out an album. We were named Block Fam. We have one mixtape that we dropped. But then life, ex moved, Ricky, I forgot what, we just kind of went our separate ways. A couple years later, Ricky hits me up again. I was like, hey, I'm going to get all this equipment. Let's record. And I recorded an album in his garage. And then he had got all this camera equipment, taught himself how to film. We shot a bunch of music videos. This was from, I want to say like 2011, 2010 to 2012. And then life happens again. Take a break. Next go around, I had met Don Vito through a mutual friend, and he had a label called Takeover South.
Okay.
Ended up working with them for a couple years. Pretty good run. A lot of talented cats over there. A lot of talented people. Vito himself. And life. Life keeps lifing. And I'd say I took a break for probably about 6-7 years after that. And then 2023, I decided I got the itch again. Ricky again. It was like, hey man, I got some software you want to use. Here's some speakers, a mic, or whatever. I just recorded everything. I recorded a 5-song EP called Bloodsport in 2023. Dropped it right before my son was born. Otherwise, it would have never came out properly. Like I timed it. He came early, and I'm lucky. I was like, it was like a couple weeks before. I was like, I gotta sit down and do it, or I'm never gonna do it. And put the finishing touches on it, and it hit DSPs in time, and that was my last project. And so now just kind of navigating a newborn again. I'm trying to find the time when I can. And here we are, you know. So, I'm surprised you guys reached out to me. I'm honored that, you know what I mean? Just with me being in and out, you know. So it's finally good to be up here, you know. But
How does it feel to have all these entities kind of weaving in and out of your life situation and presenting certain things at certain times, you know?
I mean, you know, I think I made a lot of good connections along the way. I've learned a lot from different people. You know, it's the music business is not really a stable thing. You know,
True.
People come and go, and life's for a lot of people. You know, and I try to take it for what it is. I made good connections, met good people. You know, some things worked out, others didn't. But yeah, I just, you know, take what I can from it, and just try to grow from it. You know?
How did you officially begin your friendship with Ricky? Because he's,
yeah. So when I was with Vandal, we had a website and we were looking for help with street team, and he you know, put in a submission on the website, and he was on the street team, and he would go out and hustle CDs, pass out flyers, and that's how I met him. You know, we were both, he's a little bit younger than me, but I was probably 19 at the time, so he's like 17. And we just we weren't really friends at first for the first couple of years, but we just kind of became friends at some point. He liked to play pool, I liked to play pool, we just started playing pool, and then we became best friends. And then 20 years later, here we are.
That's dope.
So,
when I say, you know,
had kids at the same time, you know, our daughters are best friends. And, so yeah, it's cool. He's got 2 daughters, and my daughter are best friends. And, so it's really cool. It's kind of cool.
And it's amazing how people come in and out of your life and who kind of remains there in certain ways. So that's awesome. Let's go ahead and get into some music, shall we? All right. Hey y'all, in this block of music, we have the latest from Mad One and The Architect. We have a brand new track from our friend Antagonist Dragonspit featuring Gonga Lee, straight out of Tampa Bay. And a nice little interesting Christmas track from Beast Reality. But let's go ahead and get into a track from Taiwan. This is Kumite?
Kumite.
Kumite.
Yeah.
Thanks for correcting me. Hey y'all, stay tuned. We got more coming up. Do not go anywhere. More in just a moment. Keep it locked. This is Urban Suite KSWAM, San Antonio College Radio.